Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Dean.
And my name is Tyler.
And it is time again for Champion Review. Today we got Zhao and Vladimir. Two champions that have had a few changes. Obviously, no crazy... I think Xin got changed before they called things like mid-scopes, right? I think.
Yeah, he got changed a long time ago.
But I'd consider his shit like a mid-scope, because they obviously didn't change too much about him, but they kind of moved his abilities around, shuffled things up, added a few things, and made his like pro play presence, at least like last year. He's kind of dead right now, but that it shuffled up his playstyle a little bit to make him more relevant.
He's more or less the same, just a little bit different. He's not.
I guess you could say the same thing for Vlad.
Mid-scope. Yeah, it's almost the same exact thing. Except Vlad, I think, always had presence. They just had to change Vlad when they got rid of his item.
Will of the Ancients, baby.
Yeah, rest in peace.
But yeah, that's what we got today. And then a new thing we're going to start... we're going to try it out. If you guys don't like it, we'll stop doing it after this episode. But
yeah, please leave feedback on this this little segment coming up, because we think it's funny. But if you guys don't find it hilarious or funny in any way, shape, or form, then we'll just stop.
So if some of you are familiar with what Chat GPT is, and for those who don't know, it is an AI program where you write a prompt in, and then AI will generate dialogue, whatever the hell you want. And we thought it'd be funny just to type in when we're doing champion reviews, like for instance, describe the League of Legends champion Zhao's playstyle, and then we'll do the same thing for Vladimir, and we'll read out what this AI like gives us. And I think it'd be funny just to see how accurate or inaccurate it is, and I think it's going to be pretty fucking accurate. But let us know if you guys like this, if you don't like this, and then obviously we could just cut it out.
Sure, 100%. Right. But all right, well, I guess we got Zhao first. So
yep. All right, Chat GTP.
Chat GTP says, or GPT, whatever it is, the AI says, Zhao is a champion in League of Legends who's classified as a bruiser. He's typically played as a melee fighter and excels in one-on-one duels and skirmishes. Zhao's playstyle is aggressive and relies heavily on basic attacks and mobility to quickly close the gap between him and his opponent. His skill set allows him to initiate fights and quickly burst down enemy champions, making him a strong choice for players who enjoy playing a more aggressive playstyle. One of Zhao's key abilities is his 3 Talon strike, which deals physical damage to all enemies in a cone in front of him, stunning the first target hit. This ability can be used to quickly close the gap and engage on enemy champions, making it a crucial ability for players to master. Zhao also has a passive ability called Determination, which provides him with bonus healing whenever he basic attacks or uses his abilities. This makes him a durable fighter who can sustain through fights and continue to deal damage even if he is targeted by enemy abilities. In addition to these abilities, Zhao also has a knock-up ability called Audacious Charge and an ultimate ability called Crescent Sweep, which deals physical damage to all enemies in a circular area, and he knocks them up. These abilities further enhance his crowd control capabilities and make him a strong pick for players who enjoy playing a high-impact champion. Overall, Zhao is a strong champion who excels in melee combat and is best suited for players who enjoy an aggressive playstyle. He's best played in the top lane or in the jungle, where he can make the most out of his mobility and crowd control abilities.
So, first thing I'll say is...
It's mostly right.
His Q, the 3 Talon strike, does not stun.
No, it does not.
And then
it knocks up, and the knock-up, I guess, you could interpret as a stun?
Yeah, and then the ulti says it knocks them up. Sure, but it knocks them back.
Knock back still, for the game's intents and purposes, is a knock up, so it's not totally wrong. Like a knock back just is a knock up with units involved. I guess the best way to describe it. So
it's like 90%. Right. I think it's like 90% close. That's pretty good.
They call him a bruiser. I don't think I would call him a bruiser. I would just call him a fighter, similar to that of a Yasuo Yoni. Those guys aren't bruisers. I wouldn't classify.
I'm curious.
Xin as a bruiser.
Let's see what I want to really quick before we even start this. Let's see what like wall analytics, what people are building on this dude, because I haven't seen a Zhao in a hot minute.
He's classified, by the way, by League of Legends as a diver.
Oh my god. Well, that doesn't help anybody out. Yeah, I'd say fighter. It looks like people are building like Bork. It says
here we go.
Eclipse is the best.
I'll tell you. Okay, divers are the more mobile portion of the fighter class. Divers excel at singling out high priority targets to blitz toward, immediately forcing those targets and their teammates to deal with the diver's presence. Divers are not as durable as the tanks or juggernauts of the world, but divers can take their fair share of punishment while bringing enough damage to be a real kill threat if left unchecked. Examples: Hecarim, J4, and Vi. That's kind of fair.
I don't. I would consider Hecarim a bruiser or Vi a bruiser.
Right, but they're also divey. Like Hecarim's. So obviously, it's not all encompassing because every champion should be a little bit different, right? Those two champions can dive, but they don't deal as much damage as Xin does. Like Xin fucking can burst. Hecarim and Vi, I feel like they need their team to follow up to really bring the burst. Depending, obviously, if you're building a fuck ton of damage. Like if you're building, you could obviously build all damage Vi and all damage Hecarim, and you're not going to be able to take the damage that you dish. That's risk reward, right? But Xin. You pulled up the builds. What are his popular builds right now?
It says it looked like the number one is
Eclipse,
which makes sense because again, since I'm slowly figuring out, because obviously Omnivamp didn't feel that great in general, and the fact that this item got god damn, Lolalytics is still not caught up with the current patch, so it still says Omnivamp, but it gives. It gives more damage now, right? And then CDR, I think, is what the trade-off was, plus the shield, plus the it's a shield, and movement speed. Okay, yeah. No, it's great.
Let me see if Mobalytics has updated their shit.
Come on, Lolalytics, get your shit together. But yeah, no, it says the highest win rate is Eclipse. You can go Gore Drinker. I feel like if you can build Gore Drinker, you're a bruiser.
Right. So this says most popular is Gore Drinker. Highest win rate is certainly Eclipse, Bork, Death Dance. So that's definitely a fighter fucking build. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Highest win rate on 121 matches. Let's see. Nope, their items are not updated on Mobalytics either. So there could just be a problem with the API. That these are probably connected to. I'm sure these are connected to the game's API just to pull items. So I wonder if it has anything to do with their code being stolen.
You know what? Let me really quick side note. Let's type into chat GTP. Why is Riot Games so dog shit at running League of Legends?
Dean's going in, guys. He's going in. You're here for this content, I hope.
Oh my god! Wait! Hold on.
I'm letting this. Is this still typing?
Yeah, hold on. Oh man, as language, this thing is getting sassy with me.
Wait, hold on. I just want to ask: is this the dumbest segment we've ever done?
No, this is definitely the dumbest fucking segment. So let me see. As a language model AI, I don't have opinions, but it is not accurate to say that Riot Games is dog shit at running League of Legends. Riot Games is the largest successful video game developer. Okay, so you weren't on my side, Chat GTP, but whatever. We don't need to.
That's so funny, dude. That's so fucking funny. Man.
but anyways, builds and win rates and whatever aside, let's dive into Xin Zhao here.
Let's do it.
I have not seen this dude in a minute.
Same. It's been more than a minute, really. But yeah, same.
So I know, again, hasn't had any crazy reworks. Just a few. I think the biggest thing might have been his W that got changed. But let's find out here. So
his I know his passive got changed too.
Yeah. Oh, it got like moved around.
Yeah. So. All right, well, let's start with his old passive.
Yeah, go for it.
Challenge. The innate passive is enemies hit by... I know, right? Enemies hit by Xin Zhao's basic attacks and Audacious Charge have their armor reduced by 15% for 3 seconds, refreshing with every hit. Only one enemy can be affected by challenge at any given time.
Okay.
Current reads... Xin Zhao's basic attacks and Wind Becomes Lightning strikes generate... Wow, that was a really dumb fucking sentence. Let me try that again. I'm just gonna ignore the strikes. I'm gonna strike that bitch out. Uh, Xin Zhao's basic attacks and Wind Becomes Lightning generate a stack of determination, stacking up to 3 times. The third stack consumes them all to deal 15 to 60% based on level AD bonus physical damage, and heals Xin Zhao for 6 to 74 based on level plus 10% AD and 65% AP. So that's basically the heal passive. The 3-hit heal. Not much to say there.
I mean, obviously I feel like it's a little bit better because this is kind of like this is a rare, Riot loves their 3-hit passives.
Oh yeah.
This is a rare one though, I feel like, where you don't have to hit all 3 targets. Like you don't have to hit it 3 times on one person. You can like
Oh yeah, it could be just any 3 hits.
It's just 1, 2, 3 and you have it loaded. I don't know,
which is why it works really well in the jungle.
Sure. No, exactly. Okay. I mean, it's fine. It's a very generic, like, oh yeah, you can sustain yourself kind of passive. But
the only thing to go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing it's like I remember there's a hot minute, and we'll probably get into it when we view past versions where there was an AP mid lane Xin Zhao build, and the healing was off the chains.
It was fucking nuts, dude. The one little note I want to add to that passive is they don't know if it's how it's dealing or how it's applying lifesteal. They don't know if it procs on a blocked attack 100%. Or pairing effect, sorry, dodge and blind. It works on blocked, so even if your attack's blocked, it still counts as a stack. They don't know how it works with blind or with dodge.
Oh, I see that. It's weird. Pending for test? What? That's never going to get tested. Are you kidding me?
Right. And it doesn't know exactly how it's applying lifesteal. It knows you benefit from lifesteal. It just doesn't know if that's changed one way or the other. So, just something to note.
Damn, get your shit together, Wall Wiki. Okay.
They're trying. They're trying.
I know.
I just want to note, too, that the icons are almost all the same, and they just look like better, more updated, less cartoony icons in the newer version. But right. I like that they don't always look this damn similar, but these ones do.
So let's move on to his previous Q, which I'm pretty confident is the same thing. 3 Talon Strike active for the next 5 seconds. Xin Zhao's next basic attacks each deal bonus physical damage and reduce his other ability cooldowns by 1 second each. The third basic attack knocks the target up for 0.75 seconds. 3 Talon Strike resets Xin Zhao's basic attack timer. And the bonus physical damage for the hits is 15 to 75 plus 20% of his AD. And then, like I said, let's look at what it says now. Xin Zhao empowers his next 3 basic attacks to each have an uncancelable windup, deal bonus physical damage, and reduce his other abilities' current cooldowns by 1 second each. Each attack refreshes the duration. The third attack knocks them up for the same amount, 0.75. 3 Talon Strike damage is affected by critical strike modifiers. 3 Talon Strike resets his basic attack. And then the damage is 16 to 52 with 40%, but it's bonus AD. So that's maybe a hair better.
The crit. It's just the crit.
But listen, I'm going to suplex you if I see you building crit on Xin Zhao.
Well,
don't. Tyler?
No, Eclipse doesn't have crit on it, huh?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, if that item has crit, then that's one thing, but I forgot it doesn't have crit. That's just lethality. I got it confused with Collector for a second. Please don't build Collector on this champion.
No, I'm doing it now.
Please don't do it. Okay. So those are the same, just slight changes in the damage because they added crit to it. So for whatever reason, if you have a crit item or... I don't fucking know. I don't know why they did that, actually, so who cares? Move on to W, Battle Cry. Old W, Battle Cry, sorry. The icon is great. It's just like the most cartoonish yelling face you could think of. It looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, actually. 40 mana, passive. Every third basic attack of Xin Zhao is guaranteed to strike critically with modified damage and heals him on hit.
So there's
active Xin Zhao gains bonus attack speed for 5 seconds. Sorry.
So yeah, there's where the new passive is. Kind of move that around.
Yep. You got free free crit on it. So the crit scaled interestingly based on rank. Rank 1 was 125 all the way up to rank 3 at 175% AD. And then the healing was 30 to 50 base plus 20% bonus AD and 40% AP. And the attack speed scaling, which is really where it was fucking nuts. 40 to 60% based on rank.
And for 5 seconds?
For 5 seconds, that's a lot. You hit that, you hit your Q, you're popping somebody up, and while they're popped up in the air, they're just getting fucking barraged. Which is why I say he's not a bruiser, he's a fighter.
That Q stack would be instant too. It's like WQ and then pop.
Yeah, especially because I think back in the day you built Triforce?
Probably, yeah. Maybe Bork, disgusting.
I don't know. You probably had Bork anyways, but like the Triforce was like the first thing. You get the Sheen, so you're just slapping the fuck out of this person already with damage, and yeah, it's just gross.
It's also, man, I'm just combined with his passive too, the armor shred. You just and the guaranteed crit every 3 auto attacks.
It's man, why like I said, the burst champion.
Very strong.
Super gross. And we haven't even gotten to some of the other skills that make him better with that too. All right, but let's get on to his new W. Wind becomes lightning. Listen, the name of this skill.
I know you're gonna say this. It might be the best in the game.
It's it's not a terrible name. It's just like too much of a mouthful for an ability, if that makes sense. Like, when I hear Wind becomes lightning, I don't think of Xin Zhao though. I think of fucking Lee Sin. This sounds like a Lee Sinism. Like, yes, Wind becomes lightning, because that's how fucking Lee Sin's voice is. It just doesn't. I don't know. I guess maybe I need to listen to some Xin Zhao audio to see if that really fits him. But like, because Lee Sin is the more like what would you call it? I wouldn't call it wise, but like the sensei, you know what I mean? Like he always says like master yourself, master your senses. Like it fits his fucking mantra. He's like it's very Miyagi-ism, like if that makes sense.
Maybe we need to read into Xin Zhao's lore then. It might make sense.
Maybe, you know what? You might be right. You might be right. And then I hear Wind becomes lightning, and I think of like Yasuo because he's using the wind, right? The Wind Bros. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad name. I just think it's a mouthful for a skill. And it's weird, and I don't really understand how it applies to the ability. But hey, let's read this ability out now that we've got through that. Active. Xin Zhao slashes in an arc, and after the cast time, thrusts his spear in a line in the target direction. Each strike deals physical damage to enemies hit, modified to 50 to 100% based on level against minions. The thrust deals increased damage, further by 0 to 33.3% based on crit strike chance. There again, there's more crit. And slows enemies hit by 50% for 1.5 seconds. Enemy champions and monsters hit are also marked challenged for 3 seconds, during which they are revealed. The durations... Another paragraph, guys, sorry. The durations of 3 Talon Strike, Audacious Charge's bonus attack speed, and Crescent Guard are delayed relative to Wind Becomes Lightning's cast time after 0.2 seconds of its activation. Basically just says because 3 Talon Strike and Audacious Charge and Crescent Guard all have second timers for how long they're good for. When you use this ability, you're just extending it because it's not fair that you can't attack with the extra speed, or you're going to lose the pop-up because you press W, or you're going to lose some of the ulti because you press W. So it's just saying that there's a compensatory piece to that. Lastly, Wind Becomes Lightning's damage heals Xin Zhao for 1/3 of his lifesteal. The damage, so the slash physical damage isn't very high. It's 30 to 70 plus 30% AD. But the thrust physical damage is 50 to 190 plus 90% AD plus 65% AP. Which means the total physical damage if you get hit by the whole thing is 80 to 260 plus 120% AD and 65% AP.
I know there have been times where you get hit by this ability and it fucking hurts.
Yeah, he was like, what
the
fuck?
If he's like level 9, I'm pretty sure you max this first.
I think so.
And you get hit by this shit, man, you get chunked, you get slowed, and then we'll get to his E in a second. This motherfucker like comes across the map at you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a sick fucking ability. It's way better than some boring ass like, oh, here's the tax. Yeah, exactly. It's
But you got to remember, Xin Zhao was an older champion. I think he was released in 2012. I can pull up the list right where he's at.
13.
13. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, excuse me. 10. Excuse me. 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. It was July 13th of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got to remember this is still in the infancy of the game. So some of these things are weird and wonky because that's just, or very basic because that's just how the game was. He definitely needed the mid scope or whatever we want to call it update. But I don't think I have anything else to add to this.
No, well, let's get on to his E. So
yeah,
Audacious Charge, active. Xin Zhao dashes to the target enemy, dealing magic damage to all nearby units and slowing them for 2 seconds. So there you go. Again, they kind of move some shit around. This thing was a nuke though, 70 to 230 with a 60% AP ratio. And the slow scaled,
disgusting.
Slow scaled to 45%. I mean, like, yeah, you could build like Nashers back in the day, like Nashers, Lichbane.
Go ahead. I say, remember when you hit them, you instantly challenge them as well. So then they reduce their armor by 15%. Just yeah, you're right. It's total fucking nuke.
And then the current Audacious Charge, Xin Zhao dashes to the target enemy's location, dealing magic damage to enemies near them and slowing them for 30% or by 30% for half a second. Audacious Charge range is increased against challenged targets. Xin Zhao then gains a bonus attack speed for 5 seconds. 3 Talon Strike and Crescent Guard can be cast during the dash. This is like, it's such a like insane combo just because you have the slow from when it becomes lightning, and then upon arriving with your E, it slows them again. And you get the attack speed, and you have your Q prep, so you can hit bop, 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 knock them up. Yeah, it's
pretty disgusting.
Very
AP
bursty.
scaling, remember.
Yeah, so yeah, the magic damage now is 50 to 150 with 60% AP, and then the bonus attack speed is 40 to 60. Is that the same what it was?
Yeah, they kept it from his W, and they just moved it to his E. So, okay. That's Audacious Charge. Right. Lastly, we are on to the Crescent Sweep, which is the original ulti. Not to be confused with the new ulti, Crescent Guard. Crescent Sweep. Actually didn't have a super long cooldown. It was 2 minutes down to 100 seconds, so 2 to basically 1.5 minutes. Excuse me. Active. Xin Zhao sweeps around him, knocking back all non-challenged enemies. So if you eat into someone and they're considered challenged, they don't go away, just to everybody else, because you can only challenge one at a time, right?
This was the original Camille ult.
Yes. Pretty much.
Knocks everybody away.
Knocking back all non-challenged enemies, stunning them for 3/4 of a second, and dealing them physical damage capped at 600 plus 100% bonus AD against monsters. Why are you using this on a monster unless you're, I guess, trying to steal a Baron or something? I don't know. Cool. Each enemy champion hit by Crescent Sweep grants Xin Zhao bonus armor and bonus MR for 6 seconds. So every hit, you would gain a bonus of 15 to 25 based on rank. So if you hit all 5 people at max rank, it was 25. That's 125 bonus resistances gained for 6 seconds, which makes you extremely fucking tanky for a champion that's not building a whole lot of tank stats. He might have built Spirit Visage because extra healing, but like beyond that, and maybe tabbies for some extra armor. But beyond that, you're not really building tanky. You're building health. So, and then the physical damage was pretty gross too. 75 to 275 based on rank, plus 15% of target's current health, plus 100% bonus AD. So, pretty gross. Again, it's just designed to let you nuke somebody and isolate them and run away. Like ChatGPT said, you're just trying to isolate and get the fuck out of there. Crescent Guard. Okay, so Crescent Guard's got 2 parts. It's got a passive and an active. Similar, it's the same cooldown, same kind of effect and everything like that in terms of radius. So, the passive is Challenge. The last enemy hit by Xin Zhao's basic attacks or Audacious Charge is marked challenged for 3 seconds. Active. Xin Zhao sweeps his spear around him, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies, capped at 600 against monsters, and knocking back all non-challenged targets, hit up to 700 units over 3/4 of a second, as well as stunning them for the same duration. So they're being knocked back. So they're being knocked back, I guess, kind of slow if it's not an instant knockback, I guess, but it's just saying you're flying over 700 units over 3/4 of a second, and then you're stunned while you're flying, so you can't flash, do anything. You're stunned. For the next 4 seconds, Xin Zhao is invulnerable against enemy champions far away from him. So when you use this ability, you get a ring around you, and any attack coming from outside of that ring, if that champion is not inside that ring, kind of like Gwen, if that champion is not inside of that ring, he does not get hurt from it. He can still be stunned, I believe, by like Morgana Q. He just doesn't take the damage. The physical damage on this is similar to 75 to 275 plus 100% bonus AD plus 110% AP plus 15% of the target's current health.
I like this a lot better than just getting resistances.
Oh, same. I think it gives you a better playstyle. It's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking knock these assholes away and kill this asshole right in front of me, and then they're gonna try to kill me, and I should be able to get away scot-free, sort of.
I think there was a time where the duration would get extended as long as he was in combat.
I think so. I think they're like a small,
like half a second,
not quite a full reset. Right,
Yeah.
right.
But no, I like this. I think it's good. I mean, to be fair, the game doesn't need any more invulnerabilities.
No.
But no, it's a cool ability. I for sure like it a lot better than the old one.
Something to note. I didn't know this. So pets, traps, ground AoEs, DOTs, and delayed damage abilities like Death Mark, Explosive Charge, and Hemoplague will not damage Xin Zhao if the enemy champion's source is outside the circle when the damage applies.
Oh.
So if you get Death Marked or Hemoplagued, if you get the fuck away from Vlad or Zed, and it's still up, and they're outside of your circle, you don't take damage from that. That's pretty gross.
Okay, it's good to know.
Displacement immunity will also resist the application of the stun. Where was? Okay. Oh, that just means like if someone has like Black Shield or something like that on them, if they're immune to that, then they won't get stunned either. So okay,
makes sense.
All right, dude. That's the question. What's the answer?
Oh man, I don't really.
I know the answer.
I think it's Dragon Slayer.
No,
I don't.
Secret Agent Xin.
I don't know. I don't really care that much for this champion.
Visero's cool, but no one uses it. It's like the Gladiator one. A lot of people use Warring Kingdoms. That one's cool. I don't know about Firecracker. It looks weird in that skin. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone use Marauder. Cosmic Defender is pretty cool. That was the one that was in TFT for a long time, but I gotta go with Secret Agent, dude. That one's so good.
It's pretty good.
It's so good. It just reminds me of like who's the Japanese actor that played Scorpion in the latest Mortal Kombat?
I know you.
It reminds me of that guy. I can't think of his name. I want to say Hiroyuki, but I don't know his full name. The way he looks, like if you dress that dude up in a suit, he would look like Secret Agent Xin Zhao. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I mean, his old splash arts actually really weren't so terrible.
No, they really weren't.
They really fit who he was or who he is as like as a character. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to go on. I guess we can move on to the old Vladimir.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, dude.
Here we go. Let's see what Chat GPT has to say. Let's see what we got right here. Here we go. Vladimir is a mage champion in League of Legends and is typically played in the top lane or mid lane. He is known for his versatility and adaptability in different situations, as well as his potent burst damage and healing capabilities. Vladimir's playstyle is focused on controlling the pace of fights with his abilities and utilizing his unique resource system, Hemoplague, to maximize his damage potential. His abilities allow him to trade it effectively in lane, dodge enemy abilities, and set up powerful all-in burst combos. One of Vladimir's strength in his ability to sustain himself in fights thanks to his passive ability, Crescent Pact, which increases his ability power and health based on each other. This allows Vladimir to survive longer in fights and dish out more damage. In teamfights, Vladimir excels at taking out enemy carries with his powerful abilities and finishing off low health targets with his ultimate Hemoplague. He can also use his Transfusion ability to heal himself and his allies, making him a valuable asset to his team. This is fucking broken. Overall, Vladimir's playstyle is centered around his versatility, burst damage, and sustainability, making him a formidable opponent in the right hands. Formidable opponent in the right hands?
All right. Yeah, well, formidable for the enemy, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, okay, this one kind of, obviously,
This one's weird. So
Vladimir cannot heal your allies.
And his resource isn't called Hemoplague.
No, he doesn't have
it would be classified as a Fury resource, but it's technically called Bloodthirst. Yeah, but
all right, yeah, I'll give you like a B plus, like an 80.
I'm gonna give
maybe
it a
less.
C.
Like
I'm gonna
70.
give it a full on C.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that they said he could heal his entire team, and that his resource is called Hemoplague, and I don't know that he necessarily controls the pace of fights.
I mean, if he's fed as shit and he's like walking up and back and forth, I guess he could, because you do not want to engage on that dude.
Right. It's hard to engage on him because of the
vulnerability
segment pool.
Yeah.
I was like, what is the name of I was gonna call it blood pool, but either way, a very good champ in the right hands. I'm fucking trash at playing Vladimir, so I'm not gonna offer any insight because I suck at making Vladimir. Even like when he's strong, I don't understand how people make him so fucking goddamn strong. So I will abstain on on making too many comments of how to play this guy.
All right, but we'll start it out here.
Go for it.
Old passive, which I believe is still the same. Crescent Pact. Innate Vladimir gains 2.5 bonus health, bonus ability power, and 140% AP bonus health. These bonuses do not stack with themselves. So obviously, the more bonus health he gets, the more AP he gets. The more AP he builds, the more bonus health he gets. They obviously can't. They don't cross streams. Yeah. Doesn't work like that.
That's not the phrase I would have used, but that was good. That was good. I like
it. Because otherwise, it would just like
infinitely stack.
Whatever.
Yeah, they would infinitely stack. Yeah.
So
that's disgusting.
Current Vladimir is pretty much the same thing, except the numbers are a little different. He gains 3.3% bonus health as ability power, and then 160% AP as bonus health. So it's actually a little bit of a buff.
A little more power. Yeah. Sure.
I mean, there's champions that it's kind of like Rise. You know, he gets more damage based on mana. He gains AP based on his mana too. Like, there's a few champions that kind of have a similar passive.
Reminds me of Pike, who gains damage based on health that he builds. Except for the difference is Pike can't build more health.
Right.
It just gets converted to damage. So, again, pretty similar in that. Pretty straightforward, but I like his passive because it fits the champion, right? Like, it makes sense. It doesn't really need to be changed or updated, I don't think.
No.
Everything else that was changed and updated made him better, so I think it's a perfect passive for him.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move down to the Q Transfusion. The old Q read, after a 0.25 second delay, Vladimir drains the life force of the target enemy, dealing magic damage and healing himself. Oh, I didn't realize there was Hemoplague enhanced damage on the original Q. So his magic damage was 90 to 230 with a 60% AP ratio, and he would heal 15 to 55 with a 25% AP ratio. It had enhanced damage with Hemoplague, and we'll get there when we get back down to the old Hemoplague. It would do 100.8 to 257.6 base with a 67.2% AP ratio. Currently, Transfusion, still the same name, same Q, still has a quarter second cast time. It's got an active that says Vladimir drains blood from the target enemy, dealing magic damage and healing himself. He then generates a stack of Bloodthirst over the cooldown, which is displayed in his secondary resource bar. This is where I said he has like a Fury-like resource bar. At 2 stacks, Vladimir gains 10 to 40% based on level bonus move speed for a half second and enters Crimson Rush, while the Bloodthirst depletes over 2.5 seconds. The Bloodthirst depletes 75% slower during Sanguine Pool and Tides of Blood or Stasis. So basically, if you kind of hamstring yourself on being able to cast it, it doesn't drain quite as fast.
I did not know that. Okay.
Neither did I. So yeah, if you have it up and you can't quite get to someone, you start casting Tides of Blood or even Sanguine Pool, it might last a little bit longer so you can get to the target and hit them with it. The Crimson Rush bonus. Transfusion consumes all Bloodthirst to deal 85% increased damage and heal Vladimir for an additional 30 to 200 based on level, plus 5%, plus 4% per 100 AP, missing health, reduced to 35% against minions. So the magic damage that it did without being enhanced is 80 to 160 with a 60% AP ratio, which I think is basically the same. It's a little bit less. Mm-hmm. And it heals 20 to 40 with a 35% AP ratio. That's a little bit more than it was early, I guess. And then the increased damage is 148 to 296 with a 111% AP ratio. Does a lot. Fucking hurts if you get hit late on.
Oh, no, yeah.
Or even mid-game, really.
The big thing too is the movement speed you get when you get the 2 stacks. I like that.
Yeah, for a half second. It's only a half second, but it's enough to kind of like push you forward to get in range or hit it and leave.
Righty. Move on to Sanguine Pool, his old one. Active, Vladimir sinks into a pool of blood, gaining 37.5 bonus movement speed. Decays exponentially over 1 second and becoming untargetable for 2 seconds. Enemies standing on the pool are slowed by 40% and dealt magic damage every half second, while Vladimir heals himself for 15% of the damage dealt. Oh, magic damage was 20 to 75 plus 3 3/4 bonus health per half second. And then the magic damage, maximum magic damage was 80 to 315% bonus health.
Wow.
And then current Sanguine Pool. Vladimir sinks into the pool, becoming untargetable and ghosted for 2 seconds. He also gains the same amount of movement speed, right? 37.5, yep. And decays exponentially over 1 second. Enemies within are dealt magic damage every half second over the duration, or are slowed by 40%. Vladimir heals himself for 15% of the pre-mitigation damage dealt. And then an extra note says, Vladimir cannot use basic attacks nor abilities during the Sanguine Pool, but he can still move. If Tides of Blood is charged at the time of Sanguine activation, that ability may still be recast. And I can talk about that when we get down to his E.
Yes.
And then the magic damage is more or less the same, 20 to 75 with the 2.5% bonus health scaling.
This ability might be one of the most frustrating abilities in the game, next to the Fizz Troll Pole.
Well, remember, untarget abilities, if you have a tether, will still stun them at the end of the duration, as long as the tether doesn't break.
Tethered before. Right.
Yeah, that's
good for Morgana, good for LeBlanc, good for Karma.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has a tether? I think that's it, right?
There's probably a few more.
There's probably one more that I'm not thinking of. Interesting ability. It can be really frustrating because right when you think you have him on the ropes, he usually gets his W up and he gets away, and you just sit there cursing.
Well, to note, and also, I don't think because the Q doesn't have it, but this cost is a health cost. That's the resource.
Yes. That's right.
And it has an insane cooldown, level 1, because this is the ability you max last. 28 seconds at level 1 is brutal, but a lot of the items you build are going to have a shit ton of ability haste.
Yep. This is true. Okay. Down to Tides of Blood, his E. And the funny thing about this champion, when they reworked him, all of his ability names remain the same. So, old Tides of Blood had a health cost that was 30 to 70 based on rank. Active. After a quarter-second delay, Vladimir unleashes a torrent of blood, damaging all nearby enemies. Every time Vladimir uses Tides of Blood, he empowers his next cast for 10 seconds, stacks up to 4 times, increasing Tides of Blood's base damage and cost each by 25%, as well as granting Vladimir increased self-healing, health regen, and spell vamp, each by a percentage. Stacks multiplicatively with itself. So, magic damage at the first stack is 60 to 160 plus 45% AP. The Hemoplague enhanced damage on the first stack is 67.2 to 123.2 plus 50.4% AP. Again, that just has to do with how much extra bonus damage you get from Hemoplague, so I know it's going to sound weird. The maximum magic damage, so at max stacks, you're doing 120 to 320 with a 45% AP ratio, which is a pretty nukey ability.
Mm-hmm.
And then similar with the Hemoplague, I'm not going to go too far into that. The sustain increase was 4 to 8% based on rank, would max out at 17 to 36%.
Fucking insane if you got that 4 stacks going.
Fucking nuts. Yeah, that's you would see a lot of people in pro play Vlad either mid or top because he had just ridiculous sustains. Like, why even take this champion out? The Tides of Blood was so fucking strong.
This was...
And I don't... Go ahead.
I was going to kind of just keep going. Finish what you were going to say.
I was going to say, I don't think that Tides of Blood had stacks originally when we first started playing. I think that was added later. Before they reworked him, I think he didn't have the same stacks mechanic.
I do remember it. He, like, this ability was weird. I'm pretty sure you could only cast this when enemies are in range or minions or whatever. And he would, like, throw knives or something. He would like throw shit at however many enemies are in front of him or whatever.
Right.
And that's what I can remember. And this ability is on a 4.5 second cooldown. And of course, back in the day, you can only have 40%, but still, this ability, you could get those 4 stacks so fucking quick.
Yeah.
It was a pretty OP ability.
It was like, I think it was like blood knives. I think it was blood shaped like knives or swords or whatever. Because that's what the icon looks like.
Old Vladimir E.
A torrent of blood.
Oh, here we go. I got the old spotlight.
You got it on the screen? Let's go.
Yeah, let's take a look really quick. Where is Tides of... Where's E? Just seeing... sorry, Freak. I'm not listening to you.
Dude, that's when Freak was, like, extra professional about those, too.
I know.
Like a stone fucking wall.
Yeah, it does look like blood knives.
Or like blood swords on one. It kind of reminds me of, like, Swords of Revealing Light, but blood.
All right.
Okay, current Tides of Blood. This one's a mouthful, guys, so get ready. It is costing 2 to 8% based on charge time of Vlad's max health. Cooldown is 13 to 5 seconds. So definitely cooldown difference. It's got effect radius of 600 and a width of 120. And it's got a pretty quick missile speed of 4,000. So if it drops, you're not getting away from it. Active. Vladimir charges up for up to 1.5 seconds, during which he increases Tides of Blood's damage over the first second of the channel and becomes slowed by 20% afterwards for the remaining duration. Tides of Blood can be recast within the duration and does so automatically afterwards or if it is interrupted. Upon recast, Vladimir unleashes a nova of 15 blood bolts around himself that each deal magic damage to the first enemy hit, increased based on charge time up to the first second. So you can only increase damage for charging over a second. You can charge an extra half a second, but you're not getting any more damage. If Tides of Blood was charged for at least 1 second, enemies hit are also slowed for a half second. Enemies can intercept multiple bolts, but can be damaged only once. If Vlad is below 12% of his max health, Tides of Blood will not cost any health.
Mm-hmm.
So the minimum magic damage was 30 to 90 plus 1.5% max health plus 35% AP. Max damage is 60 to 180 plus 6% max health and 80% AP. And it slows from 40 to 60% based on rank. I think that 60% is a pretty huge fucking slow.
It's big. And
especially if it only costs you 20% to do that.
And you're going to combo that with Sanguine Pool, which I was talking about.
Right.
It's a weird combo that you can do, and it'll 100% catch people off guard.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So like let's see, effect radius. So yeah, the effect radius of Sanguine Pool is 350. So people are like, okay, I'm just gonna run away from you. But the Tides of Blood is 600. So you can get in there, and even though they're running away a little bit, that you hold your E, and as it's charging up, that might be a better time to like charge for that extra half second, even though it doesn't do much more damage. And then you have your W, and it's just surprise damage because they're like, oh shit, and then the AoE slow. It's a sick ass combo. I mean, I only really play Vladimir when I get him in ARAM.
Yeah.
But that shit, it like catches people off guard. The cooldown is a little bit longer, but you know, in this day and age, every item gives at least like 15 ability haste.
Right.
Plus Ionian boots, so you're sitting at 40. If you build, I think you want to build like rocket belt, just for more or harvester. Yeah, there you go. The health, yeah.
Or harvester too. I think
harvester is good. The health is good. The mobility.
Yeah, I like Rocket Belt for the mobility, the extra burst damage that you can gain to close a gap, because you can Rocket Belt while pooled, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you can activate items while pooled. So yeah, you can Rocket Belt while pooled, while charging Tides of Blood. Like, it just gives them extra burst damage. It's fucking disgusting.
What I'm getting at is this ability, you're going to max it second. So it's 5 seconds base, and then you're going to have like 80 ability haste, 100 ability haste. It's going to be up pretty much like every maybe 2 seconds around that. And yeah, it's fucking brutal, dude.
It does say here that actually Rocket Belt is disabled to use while charging.
Interesting.
But you can use Shurelya's, Chem Tank, Yomu's, Stone Plate, or Randuin's. Most of those items you're not building on him.
I was gonna say, glad I'm building all that on Vladimir.
Right. I don't. The only one that's even possibly in the realm of feasibility, and you still shouldn't build it, is Chem Tank. The rest of those are, what the fuck are you doing? But it's just noted there. Obviously, Rocket Belt's the bread and butter, so they clearly thought that was a little too fucking OP, so they disabled it. Yeah, I guess we can move down to the ultimate.
Yeah, Hemoplague. Pass.
It's a great name. One of my favorite skill
names.
Sick.
Active. Vladimir infects all enemies in the target area with a virulent,
yeah. Like a virus.
Okay. We learning. Plague, increasing the damage they take from all sources by 12% for 5 seconds, after which all infected enemies take damage. So it didn't used to heal.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. But I mean, at the same time, you had Spell Vamp in the game, so it was healing from. If you didn't build Will of the Ancients on this fucking champion, I don't know what you're doing.
It was the only champion that used that fucking item, dude. They literally removed that item because Vladimir was the only champion to use Will of the Ancients. Like, it served no fucking purpose for any other champion. And I don't even remember the build path. I think it builds similarly.
Here, I got you. For those who aren't familiar, because this item got taken out of the game, it built out of Hextech Revolver and a Fiendish Codex. It gave 80 AP, 10% cooldown reduction, and then the passive, heal for 15% of all pre-mitigation dealt, including true damage by abilities. Area damage only heals 5% for every unit affected. And then, I mean, you paired that with his old Tides of Blood, where the healing got ramped up to max 36%.
Yeah. And Spirit Visage.
Sure.
And yeah, it was, like I said, he was the only one that used the fucking item. The only other one that I could see trying to use it was Morgana, but there were better items at the time. I think back then Morgana was a Roa user, if I remember correctly. Which you could also, well, it wasn't the most efficient to build on Vlad, but still wasn't terrible because you lost the mana because you just didn't have the mana resource. But it wasn't a terrible item. So what was I gonna say? There was one more that I was gonna add to that. Now I can't think of it.
It'll come back to you.
It'll come back to me. Yep.
So okay, then the damage was 150 to 350 with 70% AP.
Yes.
Current Hemoplague. Active. Vladimir spreads a virulent plague at the target location that infects enemies hit for 4 seconds, increasing the damage they take from all sources by 10%. After duration, the infection bursts to deal magic damage to all affected targets, and after a 0.4 second delay, heals Vladimir for each infected champion, reduced by 40% for subsequent champions. So the damage was, again, 150 to 350 with the 70% AP scaling, and then the heal was 150 to 350 with a 70% AP scaling. So again, it's reduced 40% if it's past one champion.
Yep.
But still we're
strong.
pairing that with everything plus the 10% increase from all sources.
Yep.
This is another, we mentioned from time to time these like game-changing ultimates that you love to see.
Yeah.
If you could probably look up like Vladimir pro play compilations, or if this champion, if you're like running Ghost, maybe even Phase Rush, Rocket Belt, if you can get in there, drop the Plague, and then E to W, so you're not taking any damage, and then when you have your charged up Q, get that, and your E will be up. You got 4 seconds. The damage is insane.
Yeah, it is.
You can dive super fucking hard with this dude because paired with, again, the W. The W has a long cooldown, but we're talking about 100 ability haste. That shit's gonna get down to maybe 6 seconds. You're gonna be building hourglass on this dude. You're just and then like this dude can get down so fucking low, and then that hemo plague pops, and he's full health again.
Right. Plus the transfusion. Yeah. He's
everything.
Just like,
everything. It's good. It's insane.
He almost gets more powerful with less health. He doesn't like by kit or anything like that, but like right when you think you got him on the ropes.
Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're dead, and then you realize you've overcommitted because he just healed it all. It's like, fuck, dude. I did remember what I was gonna say with the old hemo plague is he what did it say? Pre-mitigation damage, right?
For the old one?
Was that? Okay, yeah, no, okay, never mind.
It's all good.
Something was pre-mitigation damage, and I don't remember what it was.
Maybe because I mentioned Will the Ancients.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about it.
Will of the Ancients was pre-mitigated damage, so that's what it was. It was because of Will of the Ancients that I was thinking it was on his old hemo plague. Yeah,
Oh.
that's the damage that he deals, the raw number, not the amount that someone takes. So that's fucking disgusting.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot more than you would think, because like, yeah, someone may have fucking 700 MR and you deal like no damage, but it didn't matter because it was all pre-mitigation damage. So we're on to the age-old question, dude.
I got a lot of
good ones too.
I got to make a claim, and maybe you'll disagree with me. And it's kind of an Udyr situation, an old Udyr. I feel like Bloodlord is his base skin. I cannot play base skin Vladimir. So
that's fair.
Bloodlord,
So
I don't know if I want to count that as a skin, because I see that as his. I do not like his normal voice. It's kind of a little high pitched, and he sounds a little like.
Well, he's supposed to be kind of seductive because
I know his
voice is very
vampire.
soft.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
But Bloodlord Vlad is just like so much deeper and more epic.
Listen, all the skins where they change his fucking haircut, I like infinitely better than his base skin, or any skin where they keep that. It's not even a faux hawk. It's just a dingling on top of his head. Like, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Okay, but no, best. It's got to be either Nosferatu or oh man, Soul Stealer is really fucking good too.
Soul Stealer's really good.
Vandal
Devour's good.
Vandal is sick.
Dark Waters is surprisingly really fucking good. But if I was forced to pick, and I do like Marquis. I like Marquis because Marquis, much like Count and Nosferatu, are very classic vampire. Vandal is very Lost Boys vampire. And Santa Cruz, shout out to Santa Cruz, Lost Boys. That one holds a special place. But I think the best, or at least
Cafe
in my
Cuties,
opinion,
I know.
100% Nosferatu.
No, yeah, not
Fuck Cafe Cuties, dude. And Academy. But I do like Nightbringer's sick. Cosmic Devourer is super fucking cool. All the Cosmic skins are actually really cool. I think Xin Zhao is actually included in the Cosmic realm, right? Cosmic Defender. So yeah, he would be fighting against him. Super cool. But if I had to take the cake, Nosferatu, and even the description, it says, look, the guy's a film buff. So what? Hemomancers can like things too. Like it's perfect, 100% perfect, and his
Maybe-
legacy too.
Is it does it say? I don't see. Oh, it's part of Trick or Treat. Okay, so it's okay. I would
Say
say
it's part of Trick or Treat. That's so dumb.
I would like to see more skins that are based off like movie monsters.
Dude, same.
I think that would be cool. I mean, I guess
Like
you could.
Scion could be fucking Frankenstein. Well, you had
Well,
the latest Halloween ones, right?
Well, we have well, okay. I was gonna say we have. I mean, you have. Is it Franken Annie? What is the Frankenstein one?
Oh yeah, Frankentibbers.
Franken like that one. Okay. I mean, Warwick is literally Wolfman.
Sure.
I would like to see more.
We have the mummy. Do we have the mummy and Moo Moo? We're just
Pharaoh. I don't know.
no. I guess he is technically the mummy. Who else would we be missing then? You got Wolfman, you've got Nosferatu, you've got, or I guess Dracula, you've got Franken Annie. Although to me, Scion is more the
Right.
Frankenstein because he's literally put together with random shit.
Trying to think of old movie monsters.
Oh, we don't have the Invisible Man, but fucking Invisible thing like that, dude. LeBlanc's invisible enough, and that's all you need.
Let me see. Hold on, I'm just looking up. Oh, fuck you, disable my ad blocker. I'm just trying to like get an eye. So yeah, the Invisible Man, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Phantom of the Opera, the Hunchback of Notre
Phantom of the
Dame,
Opera.
Dracula, Invisible
Wait, the
Man.
Hunchback is
Apparently, this is 1923.
okay.
I don't know. Invisible Man. Okay, Son of Frankenstein. Blah 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 blah. Dracula. Okay, blah blah blah. This is not giving me anything. I don't know. Maybe like the creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever the fuck that was. I don't know.
That would be cool because you could fucking make. Well, I guess you can't really make that Navi, but you can make that Zack. Zack could be the creature from the Black Lagoon, dude.
They just give him like
There's
a
an idea.
black chroma. I don't know.
Well, he's not black; he's green.
I
You
know.
just change his
So it's just
Like,
normal Zack.
sort of, but like obviously, like you make him scaly and.
Can I just say Zack just feels really difficult to make skins for.
Well, I think they've said that before.
Is that what
Like,
they said?
They didn't make a lot of skins because like what do? He's already a blob of amorphous goo. Like he could be anything, and it like either it's too much or there's not enough to do that's unique.
Man.
Man, Trick or Treat and Bewitching is part of the same fucking line. Yeah, Frankentibbers Annie is what it's called. Oh, there's Count Cassidon and Count Caligula.
There you go. Okay.
Those
All
are
right.
Vladimir, Pumpkin Prince of Moo Moo, Pumpkinhead Fiddlesticks. That's a good one. Oh, Headless Hecarim. That's a good one too.
Yeah, that's good.
Didn't think about that. But all right, I think that's pretty much all we got on these guys, dude.
No, that's it. Next Friday we got Galio and Urgot, so those are going to be good.
Ooh,
Those are some good ones.
That's gonna be a long episode.
That's going to be a long one.
Very long episode. Both those champions are totally fucking different.
The only other thing I got is, we're always doing this. Go to the YouTube, guys.
I got something. Purple sent me a replay
Oh, yeah.
for us to cast.
Okay.
I don't know when we're gonna do that. Maybe we do that this weekend and prep it. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. I haven't. The dragons are coming. I haven't figured out the logistics of it, but it's coming, and I think that'll be hype and fun as all hell. So, that's something to look forward to. And then,
We did get a minor teaser for Milo. Yeah.
That's right.
And I pitched this idea to Tyler that I think we're gonna do for next week is play like a bingo sort of. Oh, what are we gonna guess
Yeah.
this champion can do? Invulnerability, 3-hit passive, yada yada yada. I think that'd be fun for maybe a shorter episode. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, guys, that is it.
Dude, you know what we could do? We can ask the AI to tell us what they think Milo does.
Oh shit! Okay, that's a great idea. I like that. I like that.
Let us know if you guys like the AI segment. I thought that was funny as all hell. Maybe you guys didn't like it, and that's fine too. But let us know. Comment, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. I don't fucking care. Pick something. Spotify, Anchor. Pick something. Tell us.
Messenger pigeon.
You know what? If you sent me a messenger pigeon, color me fucking impressed. I might
That'd be
ship
insane.
myself back as a messenger pigeon, okay?
But yeah, guys, all the links just wherever you're listening to right now, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, whatever. But hit the description, link tree, everything is there. Wherever
it is on the screen, I'm pointing to random places wherever that's at.
Share with a friend. We'd love to have more people in our community, and
Yes.
we appreciate you guys for listening every
100%.
week. So thank you. Other than that, that is it. Have a great weekend and good luck in your games. I'm a little salty. We're recording this Thursday night. The Valentine's Day skins are not out. I cannot buy my Vi skin.
They're not?
Riot, what the fuck are you doing? That's it.
Live with the salty spittoon, dude.
I just want that
Salty as fuck.
But yeah, guys, until next week, have a good weekend.
Later, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.